32 millimeters.
Okay, so obviously there's a ton of deck lid panel options out there on the market. The problem is I haven't been able to find one that I really like. Come close to buying a couple of them, like the CDC trim panel. I think that's a pretty good option because it covers up the fake gas cap, but I'm not a fan of the ridges, and I did notice some pretty decent panel gap on the uploaded photos on American Muscle. I thought for sure I was gonna get the True Fiber LG51. I think that's the best looking panel out there. But my only concern with it was that it would be the only piece of carbon fiber on my car, which I think could be just a tad bit corny. So what I've decided to do is not go with a deck lid panel at all. I've seen a few S197s on Instagram where they've completely shaved the deck lid, and I'm a huge fan of that look. So what we're gonna do in this video is remove the panel that's on there now and the fake gas cap, get rid of all the leftover gunk from the adhesive, and then we're gonna take the car to a body shop where they will fill in the holes that are used by the fake gas cap, and then they're gonna refinish the deck lid so it'll be flush from taillight to taillight. After that, we'll throw a new spoiler on the car, and then finally we'll cover up these pretty lame reflectors back here with some really dark vinyl. But before we get started, just a little bit of housekeeping. So a little over 2 months ago, I posted a video where I took the Mustang down to sea level to find out how much that would affect my acceleration time. Now, I didn't get a lot of views on that video. So what I would like to know from you guys is whether, one, you didn't even know that video existed, or two, it did pop up in your notifications and all that, but you looked at the thumbnail and the title and you were just like, that doesn't look very interesting to me. Just trying to gauge whether it's poor content or the YouTube algorithm didn't do me any favors in that one. Please let me know down below. All right, that's it for the interruption. Let's get back. So I've done a little bit of research on the best approach to remove the panel and the fake gas cap, and it seems pretty straightforward. The recommended tools for this job are a heat gun. Now I don't have a heat gun, so I'm gonna use my girlfriend's blow dryer and just hope that it heats up the adhesive enough to loosen it. Just gonna interject here and let you know that the hair dryer is not gonna work. If you plan on taking off the cap, be sure to get yourself a heat gun because there's so much adhesive behind it, you basically have to melt it off. It's also recommended to have some fishing lines so you can get behind the fake gas cap and basically just floss off the adhesive without damaging the paint on the deck lid. And then finally, just to have some adhesive removers so you're not driving around with a bunch of goo on your deck lid once you're done. All right, let's get started. This panel is actually transparent. Shit. Woo! All right, I finally got the fake gas cap off the deck lid. It was a little harder than I thought it was gonna be, and that's probably due to a hair dryer not getting nearly as hot as a heat gun, so I don't recommend the hair dryer approach. The adhesive was still pretty sticky and resilient. Anyway, I'm gonna finish removing the rest of this goo off camera, and then I'm gonna drop off the car at the body shop, take a trip to Ireland, and then finish this video when I come back. All right, boys and girls, I'm back in the homeland. Obviously, highly recommend Ireland if you get an opportunity to go. Got my super sick Guinness sweater here for only 35 euro. Anyway, I picked up the Mustang a few days ago from the body shop and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So let me show you guys the new deck lid. So obviously the fake gas cap is gone, but so is the keyhole. Both the two holes from the fake gas cap and the keyhole have been completely filled in. Body shop did a great job of matching up the paint, and they didn't leave any like weird indentations of where the holes used to be or anything like that. So the two holes for the fake gas cap were about here and the keyhole there. And as you can tell, super smooth. Excellent job. Also something to be said about the aesthetic of the car with the refinished deck lid and no spoiler. Very sleek. It's been growing on me. So let's move on to the next part of the video and get the Mustang over to the garage so we can darken up the middle taillight and the reflectors on the raxioms, and then finally install the new spoiler. Before we start applying vinyl to the middle taillight and the reflectors, let's quickly go over all the tools and materials I've brought to do the job. First up, we have the actual vinyl, but we'll talk more about that later. And then to apply the vinyl, I got two different types of squeegees. One's foam, the other one's plastic. But this is actually a really soft plastic, definitely not gonna scratch the paint. Not sure which one's gonna work better, so I just got both. Pair of scissors to cut out pieces of vinyl, masking tape to go around our lights, some isopropyl to clean the lights with, a razor blade to cut off the vinyl once we're finishing up, and then a heat gun to loosen up the vinyl as we apply it. Okay, the first order of business is to cover the third brake light with vinyl, but before we can do that, I need to clean it and mask it off. Now that the third brake light is cleaned and taped off, I want to go over what vinyl I chose and why. I got it from this company called Vivid, with a lot of bees in it. I got 1 by 5 feet of it for less than 20 bucks. And this is a dry application vinyl, meaning we won't be having to use water or soap, thank God. It also has air release, meaning that there's a little bit of air under the vinyl. After applying it, we can just push it out with a squeegee. Went with this for one reason. There's a dude on YouTube who does this type of stuff on the regular, and he says this is the only type of vinyl he'll use.
We're gonna tint the taillights on this Subaru STI, and I'm going to use the only film I ever use for this. It's Vivid's headlight taillight tint.
Dude seems super legit, so that was good enough for me. So what I'm gonna do now is slice off a piece and try to apply it to the brake light here. This will be the first time I've tried applying vinyl to anything, so here we go. So I definitely didn't do the best job in the world. On this side, it was like I had too much vinyl, so I have some crinkles there around the edges. And then on this side, it was like I didn't have enough vinyl, so you can see that red sliver, which definitely sucks. Anyway, I'll redo that another time, do a better job so I get more experience. Now I'm gonna move on to the tail lights, where we're gonna black out the reflectors and the reverse light there. So I've actually found it pretty difficult to get this vinyl on here, just making a bunch of new mistakes. I got these ridges right here from where the vinyl overlaps as it goes around the curve. It's hard to get the vinyl to wrap all the way around the light because it goes like this. Anyway, my point is, if you're thinking about doing this, I'd have a professional do it, just way less likelihood of making dumb mistakes like I'm doing. So I'm gonna jump over to the other light, finish that up real quick, and then finally we'll put the new spoiler on. Hopefully that's a lot easier. So let's get it out under the sun and do a before and after. All right, y'all, why don't you go ahead and look down below, go out and tell me what you think of the new booty. Stay tuned to the next video where we are gonna install a fresh set of cams, long awaited, finally gonna happen, and hopefully I'll see you there. Peace.